Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today with this powerful quote. Target the source of trouble, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. This is Law 42, and it highlights a strategic approach to addressing challenges by focusing on the key influencers. Over the course of this session, we'll explore how understanding and applying this principle can help you lead more effectively and handle complex situations. So, let's dive in and uncover the insights behind this timeless strategy. Trouble often originates from a single, strong individual, the stirrer, the arrogant underling, or the poisoner of goodwill. If we give these people the space to operate, others around them can easily fall under their influence. That's why it's crucial not to wait for problems to multiply or to try negotiating with them, because, in many cases, they are irredeemable. Instead, we need to take decisive action to neutralize their influence, either by isolating them or banishing them from the group. By striking directly at the source of the trouble, we prevent the chaos from spreading. Remember, when we eliminate the root cause, the rest of the team tends to follow suit and the overall harmony is restored. Imagine a single bad apple in a barrel. It's just one apple, but it has the power to spoil the whole bunch. In this case, we're talking about negativity, someone whose attitude can be highly contagious. When this person's negativity is left unchecked, it doesn't stay isolated. Instead, it spreads, affecting everyone around them. You might notice how it can quickly turn a happy, cooperative group into something more rebellious or resistant. And here's the key point. Unrest within a group doesn't usually happen out of nowhere. It's almost always orchestrated by a single individual, a ringleader, who stirs up dissatisfaction. This person knows how to tap into those feelings and amplify them, which can create a ripple effect across the entire group. So, understanding this dynamic is crucial because it highlights how a single person's attitude can influence the entire environment. Recognizing these signs early can help us address issues before they spiral out of control, keeping our teams positive and productive. Let's talk about the shepherd metaphor and what it really means for leadership. The leader, in this case, provides the will and the direction for the group. If you try to fight the sheep or the group, you end up wasting a lot of energy fighting against the natural flow. It's much more effective to guide rather than oppose. Now, if you remove the shepherd, the leader, the group quickly loses its cohesion. Without that guiding presence, the group tends to dissolve or scatter because they lack clear direction. Most people, as the metaphor suggests, are followers. They look for guidance, for that sense of direction. Without a leader, they often become confused and passive, dazed, even. And that's why leadership is so crucial. A good leader provides the clarity and stability that keeps the group united and moving forward. It's about guiding, not controlling, and understanding that followers thrive when they know where they're headed. So, in the bigger picture, this metaphor highlights the importance of leadership in maintaining cohesion and purpose within any group or organization. Pizarro understood from the start that winning a traditional war against the Incas was unlikely. Instead, he shifted his strategy entirely toward one critical objective, capturing the emperor, Atahualpa. In a bold move, he orchestrated a surprise ambush and managed to seize the king himself. This was a turning point. Once the Incas saw their leader captured, chaos erupted. Their vast army, which had thousands of soldiers, suddenly scattered in panic and confusion. This chaos was enough to bring down the mighty Incan Empire in just a single day. It's quite remarkable when you think about it. Pizarro with fewer than 200 men facing a vast empire. This highlights how crucial strategy, surprise, and psychological warfare were in this encounter. The key takeaway here is the importance of seizing strategic opportunities and understanding the power of leadership in warfare. This moment exemplifies how a smaller force can overcome a larger one through cunning and decisive action, which ties back to the overall theme of conquest and the dramatic shifts in history that can result from bold moves. So why did this strategy work so effectively? Well, Pizarro didn't waste time engaging with the many parts of the empire. Instead, he focused on the core. He cut off the head. And in this case, that head was the emperor himself. You see, the Incan society was built around the emperor. He was truly the keystone of the entire structure. Without him, the whole system couldn't hold together, and it essentially collapsed. This highlights a crucial point. Targeting the central figure of a society or empire can be a game changer. It's a powerful reminder of how interconnected leadership and stability are, and how disrupting that leadership can bring down even the most resilient structures. All right, let's talk about the first step: identify. This is where it all begins. You want to find that target, that person who is the center of gravity in the room. They're the one you need to focus on. Track their behavior, observe their actions. Remember, this person is the key to understanding the dynamic. Keep in mind, don't get distracted by the noise of the group. It's easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing or saying. Instead, look for the quiet whisperer, the individual who might be standing in the back, maybe not the loudest or most obvious. Often, they're the ones everyone looks to before they react. The goal here is to find the source of the influence or the insight. That's where your attention should be. Identifying that individual gives you a clearer picture of the underlying current, helping you understand what's really happening beneath the surface. This step sets the foundation for everything that follows, so it's crucial to get it right. Now, let's move on to step 2, isolate. The idea here is to discredit the target by revealing their hidden motives. If you can make the followers doubt the integrity of their leader, the bond between them starts to weaken. Once that trust erodes, the leader becomes much easier to neutralize. We often talk about political isolation. This means separating them from their base. You can do this by sending them away on a mission, promoting them to a distant office, or even banishing them entirely. The goal is to remove their audience, because without people supporting them, they have no real power. Then there's physical isolation. This is about physically removing them from their environment or support network. When they're cut off, their influence diminishes significantly. All of these tactics are about breaking down their support system, whether that's trust, political backing, or physical proximity, so they become vulnerable and less effective. This step is critical in the overall strategy of control and influence. All right, now we come to step 3, strike. Once you've isolated the issue or the individual causing the problem, it's crucial to act decisively. This means you need to strike hard and fast, without hesitation. Negotiation at this stage is a trap. It can be seen as weakness and might validate their influence or give them room to maneuver. Remember, the goal here is to crush their influence completely. Leave no room for doubt or lingering doubts. You want to eliminate any ghost of their power so they can't haunt you later. This step is about clarity and finality, making sure the problem is thoroughly dealt with so it doesn't resurface. Staying firm and resolute in this phase is key to maintaining control and moving forward effectively. When dealing with a leader who is particularly popular, it's often more effective to use isolation, which is step 2, rather than launching a direct attack. The idea here is to let them gradually fade into irrelevance, rather than risking a confrontation that could backfire. Martyrs are actually more powerful than living leaders because they can't be easily discredited. Their sacrifice or suffering becomes a symbol that's harder to undermine. Now it's crucial to avoid striking too violently or visibly. If your actions are too obvious, you might inadvertently turn the troublemaker into a victim, someone who, through your efforts, gains sympathy and support. That's the last thing you want. The goal is to undermine subtly, not create a martyr. So the key takeaway here is, do not create a martyr. Because in the long run, a martyr's influence can be far more damaging or enduring than a leader who's simply removed. Keeping this in mind helps us navigate these situations more strategically and avoid unintended consequences. Now, let's take a moment to acknowledge the sources behind the images we've seen today. The first image, of the wolf stealing sheep, comes from Kukikid's world, Calm. It's a playful yet powerful visual that highlights the importance of awareness and strategy in our discussions about security. The second image, from World History, Org, depicts a historical scene that reminds us how human tactics and behaviors have evolved over time, influencing modern security practices. The third image, from Stock Photo, shows a striking visual of a single green apple among red ones. symbolizing the importance of standing out or identifying unique threats in a crowd. These visuals help reinforce the core message of our presentation. Understanding the past and recognizing the subtle cues are key to staying ahead of potential risks. When we connect these ideas, it becomes clear that vigilance and adaptability are essential, whether we're dealing with security in everyday life or broader historical contexts.